give me some reactions in the chat box. If you're happy and you're excited to be here, can you give me some? Okay, I could see someone's thumbs up. Alisa, hi Alisa, how are you? Hi Ogun, Tunde, Opeyemi. Hello everyone. I trust we all are doing well and we are so excited to be here. Okay, I can see thumbs ups. I can see thumbs ups. That is beautiful. Can we, if can we do more by dropping maybe 100 in the chat box? If you're excited, let's do all to drop 100 in the chat box. Let's do all to drop 100 in the chat box. Yeah, my colleague Lydia is welcoming you all to today's session. If you're joining us for the first time, you're welcome. If you're joining us for the second time, or this if this is basically not your first time here, we welcome you here once again. Oh yeah, Alisa, I love your energy. I love the energy. The energy is beautiful. Love to see it. Right? Thank you so much. Right? So if this is your first time here, we welcome you. We are so glad to have you here and we hope you be part of us. Also, and if this is not your first time here, we welcome you back to us and then we hope this becomes a lifelong partnership. Right? Yeah, we hope this becomes a lifelong partnership. So yeah, um today we are to have a session called how I got a job, my post analytics career success story, whereby a one of our past students get to talk about their journey and how they got a job in following their training here at 10Alytics, right? But it's gonna be taking a different turn. It's gonna be taking a different turn. Unfortunately, because of an issue or two, we will not be having a participant with us here. However, we already have some videos recorded, a pre-recorded interview that I would love for you to watch. I would love for you to see. It's like a first-hand experience of how the person experienced the program, what the person did, and how the person was able to land the job. But before we get right into it, let's give a brief introduction about myself, your amiable host, as well as give you an introduction about we, Analytics. So I'll be bringing up my screen shortly to give you that walkthrough. But before I do, I also want to call your attention to my colleague Priscilla on the call. She would be handling this session with me. I'll be handling the first part while she handles the other part. So let's all say hello, Priscilla, in the chat box. Let's say hello to
Yeah,
Priscilla
hi
in the chat.
everybody.
Hi.
Good to be here. Hi, Dorcas. So, guys,
Yeah,
just
thank you so much.
something to
Yeah.
mention. I know that we're supposed to see Daya today on this call. Daya was supposed to talk us through his journey and how he was able to get a job after training. But he had an emergency, unfortunately, and he couldn't make it. But nonetheless, I intend to make this session very, very interesting for you, regardless. All right. So what I'll be doing, after my colleague Dorcas is done, playing the pre-recorded interview, is I'm going to be speaking to every single one of us where I'm going to be taking your questions and I'm going to be showing you strategy on how you can get a job. That's pretty much the turn that today's session is going to take. Once again, my sincerest apologies, but nonetheless, you're going to have a really, really fantastic time. So if you're glad to be here, please just leave a one in the chat. If you're still very much excited to be here, I am very excited to be here because I get to speak to every single one of us on the call, and I'll be dropping the first one. Okay, so if you're like me and you're excited to be here, please just leave a one in the chat. All right, indulge me, just leave a one in the chat if you are excited to be here. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna let my colleague Dorcas, she's gonna play the recording and then we're gonna kick it off. All right. So Dorcas, please go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much, Priscilla. Before I start playing the recording, I want to also like give a brief walkthrough about 10
Hi, Dorcas. I think you're muted if you're speaking. You're still muted. Hi, Dorcas. You're muted just in case you're speaking. Hello, Dorcas.
Hello,
Can you
can you
hear
hear
me?
me now? Yeah,
Yes, I can hear you now.
apologies. I think me sharing my screen is taking the my ability to speak. Let's try
Okay.
again. Let's do one more time. Can you all confirm you can still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right. And you can see my screen too at the same time.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right, everyone. Good day once again and welcome, welcome, welcome. Um welcome to this session. Once again, we are here to tell you about how one of our participants got a job following their training here at 10Alytics. Yeah. First of all, I know a number of us are asking who is 10Alytics, what is 10Alytics, particularly people that are joining us for the first time, right? Not to worry, we're going to tell you who we are. So, 10Alytics is a leading edtech company focused on helping people land high paying jobs in the tech ecosystem. We're located in Alberta, Canada, as well as London, United Kingdom. In 5 years, sorry, today we turn 6. If you're excited for us, kindly give a confetti emoji in the chat box. Today we turn 6 years old, 6 years of impacting lives, right? So yes, we're gonna update our profile, we're gonna update our portfolio to carry that, right? So yes, in 6 years now, we've helped over 4,000 people with no prior experience land transition into tech and land their dream jobs. 182 full-time employees and 300 plus industry experts. We help you transition into programs like data analytics, health tech, business analysis, data engineering, data science, financial analytics, HR analytics, agile project management, cybersecurity, DevOps engineering, product design, right? Whichever skill, whichever career path you want, whichever path you want to take, we have we have you in mind, and then we can get you to that particular to that desired end. So you can check us out on social media on any of these platforms. Up next is a brief introduction about myself. Who am I? I am Dorcas, a data analytics associate here at 10Alytics, and I'm dedicated to leveraging data driven insight to support strategic decision making and also enhance operational efficiency. I have strong foundation in data analytics as well as cybersecurity, and I translate complex data into actionable insights across various sectors of the economy. I hold a degree in physiology from the University of Ilorin, and I also have a Google Cybersecurity certification. I bring skills in tools like Excel, Power BI, SQL, my knowledge of Microsoft Office, as well as Google Workspace, and I am thriving as a data analytics associate at 10Alytics, where I contribute to high impact projects and data solutions. Um, with me is my colleague Priscilla Fanama. Priscilla is a passionate educator, data expert, and career strategist with close to half a decade years of experience in blockchain technology and data analytics. She serves as a growth catalyst at Chainalytics, and her experience spans freelance data analytics, blockchain, and crypto education, technical support, and tech career coaching, a combination that gives her a unique, well-rounded perspective on what it truly takes to break into and thrive in the tech space. She has a deep commitment to career transformation, and she has successfully mentored and onboarded over 500 individuals, equipping them with the skills, confidence, and direction needed to transition seamlessly into tech and land meaningful opportunities. She is not just a professional in the field, she is a bridge between potential and possibility. And these are not just mere words. I promise you, I'm giving you my word. She's going to be giving you firsthand. You're going to be experiencing this firsthand, even while this meeting goes on with her. So, how can you get a job in tech? So, we're going to be watching a video of one of our students who got a job in following our training here at 10Alytics. I'm going to be playing this. Let me put the quality in the highest form of quality. Okay, yeah. She is Udonia. She the video recording spans a meeting with our head of training and operations here at Analytics and her. So I would like us to listen deeply and follow closely with what is being said in the video. Hi Priscilla, please I will start playing the recording shortly. Could you kindly confirm that you can hear what is playing when it starts?
All right.
Thank you. Can you hear the recording?
Not yet.
You can't hear it. All right, so I have to reshare so that the voice is gonna come out. Just give me a second, please. Okay, just give me a second. I want to share my screen again. This time, my entire screen, my window.
How did you get to about analytics?
Yeah, I can hear now.
I think one time last year when I was looking for I was trying to pivot from engineering into finance, and since I was going into a whole new industry that I'm not used to, I needed something that would give me that edge, like give me that foundation actually, because moving from engineering to finance, they're almost not, they're not related in any way. So I needed that foundation. And while I was searching, this the way this thing works. You be thinking of something, and before you know it, it pops up online. Maybe you see an advert somewhere online. So I saw an advert on, I think it was Instagram, to analytics advert on Instagram. I saw that advert. I think it was in January last year. I listened to it. I put it on hold. I wasn't sure if it was just in one of these normal adverts. They just advertise for maybe just come and register and get your money, and then nothing comes out of it. So I just put it on. I saved it. I remember saving it on my Instagram save and left it there. And then as months went by, someone else now told me that she registered, a friend of mine in Canada, because I say Canada, now told me that she has registered for analytics. So I was like, okay, this is someone I know. I asked her about it. I was like, okay, how is the program? I want to go into finance analytics. She was like, oh yeah, it's fine that they give they teach and also give support. They don't just leave you like that. And so I was like, okay, support. And then she said they also do some sort of internship. So it was when I heard the word internship, I was like, okay, internship means I will have to gain some sort of experience. Do you understand? Yes. And I was like, okay. I was still I was convinced, but not really convinced. But when she told me internship, I was like, okay, this looks like something I might have to do later on. So I had already started my course in business finance in Canada here, and I was finding it a bit challenging to follow up with the terms and everything. So I was like, okay, let me now register and see if I could gain some knowledge from there and add to what I already have so I can understand exactly what is being taught in school. I was hearing some very funny terms, and I was like, okay, this is not out of my, it was just challenging. I was trying to keep up with those that are already in finance. So I needed something like
Yeah.
back up. You understand that to make me understand what was exactly was going on in school. So I registered, I began the course, and the lecturers were okay. They followed up, and they put me in a team. We had to do our projects, our Excel project. I already knew how to do Excel, but I did not know how to use it for finance analysis. So that was a whole new thing for me. So I followed. I was put into a team. I had to collaborate with several teams. I had to do some Power BI dashboards and everything. And towards the end, when we were doing financial modeling, that was actually what I was doing in school at that time. So I now had, okay, I was okay, this is what is being taught. I could now understand exactly what was being taught in school. So it really helped me in school at the same time. So far so good. It's really been, it gave me that entrance, that entryway, you understand, both into the career and at school also, because I was studying finance in school too. So the whole thing was just looking like a whole new world altogether. So it helped me a lot with school, and then the internship to the projects, working on it made me now understand that, okay, because it's one thing to learn, it's one thing to now experience it, do it yourself. You understand? Yes. So I was making my mistakes. I was doing, and one good thing I like about it too is that they have these the sessions are being recorded, so I can always go back when I don't understand anything, and then, okay, what happened here? I can always watch it again and follow up. So those recordings also helps me a whole lot, because I watched the first time, I'll be like, okay, this one is just not entering yet. I'll pause it for a while. I'll go back again, rewatch it, and having that option to rewatch at as many times as I like gave me that I was able to follow up easily. You understand? I had a recording, a backup kind of. It wasn't like a one time they taught you and that was it, just go. Nothing to fall back on. Yeah, you get. So those recordings really helps me a whole lot. So I went back, watched, even up to now, I still go back to watch. Anytime I'll go back to my my instinct to go and watch. You understand? So so far so good. Really, it was tasking because I was doing 1,000 things at once. I was going to school, I was working, but then, as I said, having the option of always going back to watch something, especially if I could not attend a class at that time, it's really helped me a lot. So, my experience so far, I enjoyed it. I'm not saying they're not challenges, they were, but I had that option of always maybe reaching out to somebody or going back to my recordings or something. There was always this constant communication somewhere in between the classes. So yeah, you guys are doing a good job. So far so good. So
thank you, that was fantastic. When you talked about how you were very.
Hi guys. So let's take a pause. How has it been? How is it going? I don't want to bombard us too much with the video first without getting the feedback from your end. How is it going? Are we following? If we're following the video, can you give me a one in the chat box? If you're following, please give me a one in the chat box. If you're still following the video, can you give me a one in the chat box? Thank you, Jube. Thank you, Mira. Thank you, Priscilla. Thank you, Pulse. All right, I see a number of us are still following, right? Just a side note before we proceed, just to give a little context to what has been said so far. Based on the video, we could see that she initially said that she was in engineering and trying to pivot to finance. I know a number of us are here and we're like, oh, we want to pivot, or what we studied in the university or what we are doing at the moment is not where we see ourselves. and then we see ourselves doing something more, doing something different, right? This is to let you know that it is possible. We've had numerous students who've had the same stories. Or they did not want what they were doing, or they wanted something better. So they took this bold step, and then they registered, and then they completed the program, and finally they landed a role, right? That was one thing I wanted to point out, right? Additionally, you note that she said that she this is just letting you know that switching is possible. You additionally, you notice that she said we teach, and she was able to get support all round, right? This is to let you know that at 10 Analytics we offer support in myriads of ways. We have we have things like drop-in sessions whereby you book a one-on-one sessions with facilitators, with technical facilitators, who are seasoned professionals, right? And then they are readily available to take your questions whenever you have questions. We also have something we call pod groups, where learners of similar learning journey, they come together, and then they relate together, and to share knowledge, and then to become accountable to each other. I just wanted to keep that on the side, and just to ensure that we are following, and just buttress one or two things that she has said, right? And so now we are going to be continuing with the video. All right.
Actually convinced, of course, at first, because of the notion you
Yeah.
had about analytics, how that was changed by your friend. And I'm glad that you had a very great time. So, your current job, when did you secure your current job, and how did analytics play process in helping you out with securing the job? I know, we have like various sessions, from the mentorship sessions to that occur every Thursday and all of that. So, did that play any role?
I would say yes. First of all, I was reached out to by a recruiter because she saw my Power BI dashboard that I had done at 10 Analytics. I uploaded it, and the funny thing is that is the only thing I have uploaded in that on my LinkedIn page. That's the only thing. Okay, I uploaded my Excel project, and then the Power BI. So she saw the Power BI dashboard I uploaded, and I was like, she then reached out to me via LinkedIn and said, that she thinks I'll be a good fit for this role. And I was like, okay. And before then, I had already followed the steps to revamp my LinkedIn. It was when you register with the analytics, they would give you these steps how to go about it to revamp your LinkedIn page and all that. So I did that already. I followed the steps, and then our instructors were like, try and upload the projects, on LinkedIn. If you do something, upload it. And it's one thing to just upload. It's one thing. I'm wondering, how would people receive it? Is it something that will resonate with other people? But then I did my Excel project. I uploaded it. I did my Power BI. So it was the Power BI dashboard that she saw, and was like, she now reached out to me. I was like, actually, there's a role at this university, and she feels that I would be a fit for this role. And I was like, oh, okay. That's a nice one. She then told me to send me my CV to her directly, not to the website anymore. I didn't have to go through the websites. Normally, I'm gonna have to go to this. Yes, I have to go to the website and then do all the whole filling. But she said I should send it to her. So I sent it to her on LinkedIn. If you had that message, it was on LinkedIn. I sent it to her. She was like, okay, that should get back to me. I did that, and I forgot it. Actually, you know how this thing is. You don't have to put all your eggs in one basket. Just do and just move on and keep on applying and see which one answers you. Do you understand? So I just sent it to her, and I forgot it. After like a month, she now reached out, like, oh, that's the hiring manager of that university wants to speak to me. 30 minutes interview. I was like, okay. I did not know that thing actually went through. I just submitted it out of, if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't go, well, fine and good. Well, fine and good. You understand? So she was like, okay, what do I do? I 30 minutes interview. I was like, okay, fine and good. Did an interview. That took another month to hear back again. I just did the interview, and They forgot me, I forgot them. I moved on. Do you understand? I moved on. Then I thought they were like, okay, that they want the finance team really wants to have an interview and they want to hear my perspective and all that. And meanwhile, my CV has Dari as where I worked, part of my
Yeah.
work experience. Do you understand? So I did the interview. And then funny enough, they liked me like, oh, they want me on that team. That I did the interview on Monday. And by Friday, they were wasn't my email. Have you signed the offer? Have you signed the offer? Do you understand? It was so fast. It didn't take me like after that interview, it was 5 days. It was on Monday. On Friday,
Wow.
they buzzed, what's going on? You need to sign this one, that one. I was like, oh. I mean, I have applied. I have applied like I think over 300 applications. I was applying while I was in school.
Yeah.
I was in school in January this year. So I was applying because I knew I would finish in April. So I was applying so I would just learn interview steps, how to answer questions. So I was from January till July. I've applied to over 300 job applications, CVs. Man, steps of interviews at different steps. I was like, and this one was it was in 5 days. It was in 5 days. Like they want me on their team. I was like, is this how this thing works? No stress, no. And I got the offer, and it wasn't like they want anything. It was just a straight thing, one step interview. You know, as in, I could tell they really wanted me on that team. Just one step interview, and that was it. So I believe that dashboard, that part, because she saw that dashboard, I was like, she feels that I would be a very good fit for that team. So, as I how like put it, as sluggish as people would not want to post on LinkedIn, I'm not an advocate. Just post something there. It may not be every time. Because someone like this, I think first thing was Excel projects. I posted it and I left it. Next one was Power BI, and that was the last thing I posted there that had to do with any projects. And that's the only thing she saw, and I was like, okay, she feels that this is going to be I'll be a very good fit. And she pushed it, and well, it was not just anyhow role. It was a budget coordinator. It was intermediate level role. You understand? I didn't have to start from the entry. Yeah, it's intermediate level, and I was just up till now. It's still like a dream because. It's still like a dream because it's not entry level role. A whole coordinator. I was like, and now I'm not like, can I do this thing? You understand? Like, can I do this thing? What I can do? But the thing is, if I've gotten this far, I know I can do it. I know I can do it. So I'm excited to start it, and I'm excited to see how this plays out. And I believe it to play out well. So yeah, 10Alytics. That's that advice of post your projects on LinkedIn. Let someone see it. That's really that thing helps me a lot because if I had not post that thing, I'm not sure she would have seen it to be like, okay, you are good. Let's see. Let me bring you to the team and see how it works. So yeah, for that particular advice.
Yeah, that's really great. The journey, as you mentioned, you applied to over 200 jobs, and the job you got was like a direct referral. Because the thing about companies, they kind of prefer referrals over anyone that just goes ahead to apply. Hence why you notice that the interview process is very straight. You don't need to have like 5 interviews. When the company wants you, they want you. There's no need for 5 or 10 interviews.
No.
Yeah, sure.
It was just one interview, and that was it. And that was it. So you could tell that they wanted me. And it was like Monday interview, Friday. Are you signing? What is going on? I'm sending that. And I was in the train. Like, we've sent you this offer. You must sign it. What is going on? Then.
All right. So, guys, I'm gonna be taking over from here. I hope we enjoyed MM's testimonial. So, Bala, you're not actually in the wrong session. We intended to have Dayo here. Dayo Comshare is testimonial on how he was able to get a job, but unfortunately he couldn't make it. So we are more like still taking you through the process. Okay, so I'm gonna be taking over from here. Bala, I hope that makes sense to you. So just before I take over, I want you to know that in the next 30 minutes, what what I want to do is just basically walk you through the strategy that we use here at 10 Analytics. So we turned 6 year, and in this period of time, we've helped over 4,000 people transition into tech and get jobs in tech. So what is the strategy really? That's pretty much what I want to share right now, the strategy that we use and then how you can get started. All right. So just indulge me for a bit and then we're going to get right into it. Now, if you can see my slide, please leave a yes in the chat. All right. If you can see my slide, just leave a yes in the chat so that I go ahead. Okay, if you can see, all right, thank you. So, all right, fantastic. I'm gonna go ahead now. So pretty much, how can you get a job in tech? I know that the purpose why we're here for a lot of us on this call, we're here to literally figure out, okay, how do I get a job? And you've stumbled upon 10 Analytics a lot of times. You've heard people say that thinking, how can I literally get a job afterwards? So I'll tell you the very first thing that, it's important that you do. The very first thing is for you to get into a career path that is high in demand, right? You cannot actually take away that part. So you have to sit down. Tech is really broad. There are 1,001 career path in tech. So first step has to take so much intentionality. It has to do with you deciding on the best path for you and also one that is in demand so that you don't get to transition into a path and in a couple of months they're telling you that AI is taking your job or there are no jobs for you to apply. You apply and you don't get called and all of that. So the very first step is for you to get into a career path that is high in demand. And for you to get into that career path, you don't have to throw away your experience. Okay. You've been working in the bank for over 10 years. You've been a customer support person for over 5 years. You're in the health sector. You're a healthcare assistant, a support worker, a nurse, a doctor, and you're trying to get into tech. You don't have to throw away all the experiences that you've gathered. There's something called transferable skills. There's something called your advantage, your leverage. So your advantage, your leverage are the experiences that you have, and they would always fit into a tech career path. All right. Now, what we've done here at 10 Analytics is remember the goal is not just for you to get into tech, but how do you get into a career path that is in demand? So we did a job board analysis here at 10 Analytics because we wanted to see the career paths that are currently in demand, the career paths that employers are willing to hire for. Right. So we took a look at the major job boards. Now, afterwards, we had a list of options. Okay. Career paths that are in demand at the moment. Now, we also wanted to see, because we don't want you getting into a path right now, and in a couple of months, there's barely any job security, you're being laid off, or AI is taking your job and stuff. So what we did was to take a look at the Future of Jobs report. Now, the Future of Jobs report contained the opinion of over 1,000 employers. And what they've done is to chart the career paths that will grow in demand and the career paths that will decline in demand. So this offers you job security, basically, if you're getting into a career path that is high in demand. We also did regional analysis. So for a place like the UK, we're fully aware that most of our participants, most of us on this call are looking to get, visa, skilled worker visa. And we know that there are certain eligible occupations in the skilled worker visa. So what we did was to take a look at those eligible occupations. We're trying to match them to the list that we have so that we're certain that we're helping you get into a career path that is in demand. So we took a look at the eligible occupations for the skilled worker visa. For the US, we took a look at the top US job projections by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Okay, I would show you what that looks like. And for a place like Canada, we took a look at the provincial nominee programs across different provinces, Saskatchewan, BC, Ontario, and the likes. And these are the career paths that we came to a conclusion that if you go into, it'll be easy for you to get a job, right? You don't have to throw away your experience or your background, and they would also offer you job security. So we have the business analyst, the data analyst, the agile projects manager, the healthcare business analyst, the healthcare data analyst, as well as the healthcare project manager. All right. So this report right here on my slide, okay, if you can see my slide at the moment, this report contains the rate at which different occupations in tech are growing when you juxtapose them with the average US occupation. Okay, so it contains the rate at which career paths, some career paths in tech are growing compared to the average occupations in the US category. You have them under data science, operations research analyst. And for the average US occupation, it grows at 3%, just 3%. The average US occupation grows at 3%. But for a data analyst, it has a projected growth of 34% and 21%. Right? What this means is you're going into a career path that is growing in demand. So for those of us that have been filled with, or tech is saturated, data analytics is saturated, the average occupation in the US is growing at 3%, but data analytics under the operations research analyst category is growing at 34%, 21%. Right? Then we have the business analyst. They're under the management analyst. That is growing at 9%, way higher than the average US occupation. You also have the agile project managers growing at 6%, the healthcare data analyst at 15%, the healthcare business analyst at 9%, the healthcare project manager at 23%. So you can see that tech is the in thing. Tech would not stop being in demand. So please, if you're on this call and you've ever had to feel like tech is saturated, these are career paths that you can go into, and you're sure that, you can get a job afterwards. Now, I know that a lot of us have been trying to get into tech for the longest of times. We've been trying to transition since way back, and we've been doing it wrongly. I speak to people on a daily basis, people trying to get into tech, people trying to upskill. And here are the mistakes that I find most people making. The first is learning only from YouTube videos. Right? Learning only from YouTube videos. You heard talk about a recruiter reaching out to her after she posted a dashboard, right? That she literally built after working on a project. Now, if you just want to get into tech and you're focused on watching videos on YouTube, this is 2026. It's going to be hard for you to transition. Every one of us will all use YouTube. So when you go on YouTube as a beginner and you try to, okay, how can I get into data analytics? What I need to learn, whether it's data analytics, business analysis, you see a lot of videos. And you just create a playlist for those videos and you save them and you just keep binge watching. You would do 30 minutes today. In the next 1 week, you would just literally feel laid back, and you go back after 1 week, do another 30 minutes. It's going to take you a very long time. No accountability, no mentor, no structure. Basically, whenever you're stuck, there's nobody to ask questions. That's not how you want to transition, especially if you want to get a job. The other mistake is you're applying with a generic CV, the same CV that you're using for your current job as as a teacher or as a nurse. That's the same CV that you want to use to apply to a job in tech. Now, that's not how it works, because every single job in the tech space has keywords that are peculiar, and there's something called the applicant tracking system that is looking for those keywords. Now, if you use the same teaching CV and you use it to apply for a business analyst role, that applicant tracking system is just going to fling your CV into the trash. So please don't make the mistake of applying with a generic CV. The third mistake is having no portfolio or projects. That's one thing you don't want to do in 2026. Whether it's an entry level role, an intermediate role, you must always have evidence. These employers want to see, has this person done this thing before? Can they do it for me? So you don't want to make the mistake of having no portfolio or project. It's more like you want somebody to make your wedding dress, and you have two options to pick from. The first person tells you, oh, I've graduated from this fashion school, I can make you a really nice dress. They don't have nothing to show for it, okay? It's just word of mouth. I can make you a really nice dress. And the second person shows you their showroom. Basically, these are the dresses I've been able to make and all of that. Sit back and think about it. Which one of them would you trust to make your wedding dress? It's the person that has given you something to work with, the person that has given you evidence. Okay, that's the same way your portfolio serves as an evidence. So one other mistake is, please don't apply without a portfolio or even project. And then you need work experience. Now, some of us look specifically towards entry-level roles because we believe that even entry-level roles would not require us to have a lot of experience. But let me bust your bubble a bit. A lot of entry-level roles these days require you to have experience. But when you think about it, you've watched videos on YouTube. You don't have any portfolio, any project. So how do you want to claim work experience? This is something that has been holding a lot of us down, right? We watch a lot of videos, Coursera, Udemy. We barely have projects. We just know a lot of things right up there, but nothing to show for it, no work experience, and then we cannot apply for these jobs. Okay, that's one other mistake. The last one is no professional mentor or reference. You heard Emin talk about the push from 10Alytics for her to post a project, post a Power BI dashboard on a LinkedIn profile. If you don't have a mentor, you literally don't know what to do. Right? So that is the benefit of having a mentor, because with a mentor, you don't have to navigate alone. Right? There are certain strategies that are not in the open space, but with a mentor, you basically get to have these strategies. Now, all of these mistakes, what have we done here at 10Alytics to support you and ensure that you have what it takes to get a job? Right? What do we do here? Now, the very first thing we ensure is you're learning from the best in the industry. So what we've done first of all is to comb through, the different job descriptions and the tools that are required, and we've used that to build a curriculum for you so that you get to be learning with a curriculum that has been designed to take you from a beginner to that person that is confident to apply to jobs. Okay, so all the tools that you get to learn how to use here at 10Alytics, they're globally recognized, no restrictions. You decide to go into project management, you learn tools that would enable you get a job in Canada, in the US, in the UK, right? Without limitations at all. Okay, so one thing we've ensured first of all, that the curriculum is beginner friendly. So we'll assume that you are a complete beginner with zero experience, so that way we're able to teach you right from the very beginning. Okay, now the second thing we've done as well is to ensure that you are learning by doing. It's the tech space. You cannot learn by reading. You cannot gain that work experience by going through theories. You literally have to do something. You have to gain practical experience. So what we've done is to ensure that through every tools that you're using, you are literally gaining experience using those tools. You're using those tools to solve different problems. All right, because that helps you build the experience. Then Here at 10Alytics, if you miss a live class, you heard say that we've ensured that the classes are always recorded so that you can go back to the recording. Now, let's imagine that you miss a class and then you've gone back to the recording and you have questions. You're not waiting till the next live class before you ask a question. You can immediately book for a mini class with the teacher. So let's say on Monday, you've gone through your videos and you have a question. That same Monday, you can book for a mini class with the teacher so that you get your questions answered. All right. So while we're teaching you, equipping you with the technical skills, one thing we're also doing is ensuring that you are positioned as the best person for the job because a lot of other people are learning. All right. So how do we position you as the best person for the job? The very first thing is you get a personalized CV revamp. So we get your CV from you with the work experience that you have. You don't have to worry about that employment gap that you have. You don't have to worry about the fact that you don't know how to structure your CV. Leave it to us at 10Alytics. All right. So we ensure that we revamp your CV. Then your LinkedIn profile. Right? We heard Emin talk about how she was able to get a job right there in Canada. The recruiter reached out to her via LinkedIn. Okay, so what we do is to ensure to optimize your LinkedIn profile and teach you how to post on LinkedIn. I know that a lot of us here on this call, let me just do a roll call to ensure that you're following. If you have a LinkedIn profile, please leave a yes in the chat. If you have a LinkedIn profile, leave a yes in the chat. I'm pretty sure I have people that, might not necessarily have a LinkedIn profile. Okay. So I see HP, I see admin. We have a LinkedIn profiles, Lydia. Fantastic. All right. Now, if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, we will teach you how to create one. Okay, we'll teach you how to create one. And even if you have, and you're thinking, on LinkedIn, I'm a teacher. On LinkedIn, I'm into a different career path. So how do I communicate this tech path that I want to go into? It's something we'll teach you how to do here at 10Alytics, how to optimize your LinkedIn profile so that employers can reach out to you, right? To tell you, send me your CV, okay? And then you'll be able to get a job. Then we will teach you how to build a portfolio. In the tech space, whatever career path you're looking to go into, they need proof of experience, proof of knowledge. You can't just talk your way into getting a job. These employers need something they can work with. Imagine you've learned by just watching videos alone. What do you think goes into your portfolio? Nothing. But if you've learned by doing, by working on different projects, those projects are going into your portfolio and then they serve as your proof of experience. Right? So we teach you how to build a portfolio. Then you get access to mentors from all walks of life. Both you're going to be getting mentored by students that have gotten jobs here after training with 10Alytics. You're going to be getting mentored by global recruiters. You're going to be getting mentored by the founder and co-founder of 10Alytics. All of this is just to ensure that you literally have somebody supporting you through the entire journey until you get a job. We all know that if you were supposed to take 2 years to get to a destination with mentorship, somebody that has taken that exact same route, they've gone through different mistakes. When they mentor you, they tell you what to avoid, right? And you're able to get there in 6 months or even less, right? So we ensure that you're not just learning solo. You have access to mentors as well. Now, one thing we also do is we will teach you how to apply to jobs here at 10Alytics. Remember, the program is designed for beginners. We assume that you don't know anything. So we'll teach you how to apply for jobs, right? And then when you have an interview coming up, guess what we do? We'll take you through an interview preparation session. So it's more like, let me just get somebody's name. So I see Abiba. right? It's more like Abiba has an interview coming up, let's say for a business analyst role. What she has to do is to book for an interview preparation session. And 10Alytics, an expert from 10Alytics is going to sit with Abiba in a one-on-one session, get her CV, get the details of the company she applied for, and then prepare her for the interview. So you have an expert literally teaching you how to answer questions, how to introduce yourself, all of those competency-based questions. Tell me one time you did this and you did that, so that you're going into the interview prepared. If you have 250 interviews, 10Alytics will prepare you 250 times and more. Right? This is to ensure that you go into that job and that interview very prepared. Then we also have on-the-job support. So let's say you get your first job. Okay. Now, with everything we'll be teaching you here at 10Alytics, it's more than enough to get you the job and then you're confident. But for some people, they still need a little bit of support at the initial stage. Guess what? 10Alytics is still there to support you, right? To give you that on-the-job support. So we also ensure that you're gaining work experience while you're learning. Right? So that's the importance of you working on projects. Those projects will be helping you gain the relevant work experiences, which in turn you get to add them to your portfolio. You also have internship. The internship is built to give you that work experience, right? That real world experience where you work in a team, you're collaborating with team members, going through difficulties and solving it together as a team. Right? So your experience at 10Alytics and your experience at the company you'll be doing your internship with, they both serve as your work experience. Now, how does this translate to your CV? When was talking, you'd have heard her say that she had Amdari, which is the company you get to do your internship with, as a work experience on her CV. Now, because of the way you are learning here at 10Alytics, you're working on projects, right? And then you're gaining that internship experience. On your CV, you're able to have two solid work experiences. So you would be a business analyst consultant, a project management consultant, a data analytics consultant, right? A healthcare business analyst consultant. So that is how you have it right there on your CV. Right? And because you have both companies as part of your work experience, you're able to collect or get reference letter from both companies. Okay, so that's how it works here at 10Alytics. Imagine yourself as a complete beginner. Just sit back and think about it for a bit. You're a complete beginner, zero experience in tech. There's a company willing to train you, ensure you gain practical experience, help you build a portfolio, help you with your CV, your LinkedIn profile. And then on that same CV, you'd have two solid work experiences. Think of the possibility. You see, when you think about it like this, you now begin to see how 10Alytics is able to help people get a job from beginners, complete beginners with zero experience into getting a job, right? Now, one thing we also do here at 10Alytics is we show you how to apply to jobs, right? We show you how to apply, but we don't just stop there. We also provide jobs that you can apply for. Okay, so we have this job board here at 10Alytics where we ensure that if you're looking for visa sponsorship, we provide visa sponsored roles for you so that you can apply to these roles. So it doesn't matter where you are, US, UK, North America, Canada, Europe, you basically have access to different job openings in your location provided by 10Alytics. You don't have to go search multiple job boards. You just have to take a look at one job board and you would see a plethora of options. Of course, we'll teach you how to apply. Your job is just to apply. After application, interview prep comes in, right? We're able to provide you with reference letter and on-the-job support. So this is how we help people get jobs. And all of this is built into eighth month that changes your career trajectory. So you get 6 months of learning, right? 6 months of learning where you're learning the required tools, you're working on projects. And then you also have 2 months of internship. So it's eighth month that is built around your existing schedule. I'll tell you how it's built around your existing schedule. And I have this here for people that feel like I'm busy, how do I merge this with work? How do I merge this with family, multiple shifts, and all of that? So the entire learning timeline here at 10Alytics is built around your existing schedule because we always have you in mind, the working class professional, the student, the mother that is trying to transition, right? The father with a lot of shift responsibilities. So the entire program is built to accommodate your responsibilities and your existing schedule. Okay, I'll tell you how. Now, you have live classes on Saturdays. So during your 6 month learning, you would have live classes where you get to see the teacher, you speak to them, they will teach you, you can ask them your questions, they ask you questions. Now, these live classes happen on Saturdays alone, and it's just 2 Saturdays in a month, not every week. Remember, built around your existing schedule. So you have live classes 2 Saturdays in a month. Now, what is the class schedule? So you have 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. UK time, right? And you also have 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. UK time. So if you're in the UK, you're in Europe, Africa, you have the 11 a.m. class and you also have the 6 p.m. class. I know you must be wondering, do I have to attend both of them? No. So you pick just one that works best with your schedule. It could be the 11 a.m. one, or it could even be the 6 p.m. one. If you do evening shifts, go for the 11 a.m. class. Right? If you do morning shifts, go for the 6 p.m. class. Now, if you're in North America, you have the 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Mountain Time class. Okay, you can choose to attend any class, just pick the one that works best with your schedule. Now, one thing we've also done is to ensure that all the classes are recorded so that if you drop off at any time, if you miss any class, you're not, left stranded. You have the recording of the class for you to go back to. Okay, so that is how the 6 month is built. Saturdays, live classes. Now, this doesn't mean that you're learning just 2 Saturdays in a month for 6 months, 12 live classes. Is that really enough to get you to where you want to be? The answer is no. So, what we've done is from Monday to Friday, you're also learning. All right. From Monday to Friday, you're also learning, but you are now doing that at your pace. So every single participant is required to learn 1 hour every day, Monday to Friday. You choose the time, and that is because you'll be getting a lifetime access to our learning management system that contains pre-recorded videos that have been made by the instructor, right? Videos project. So on Monday, you go through 1 hour. On Tuesday, another 1 hour. On Wednesday, another 1 hour. Any time of the day. If you're like me, that is a morning person, I like to learn from 3 a.m. So you just go 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. You're done with your learning journey, right? And then when you have questions, because the classes are practical, so yes, you would have questions while you're learning. So all you have to do is just book for a mini class. I mentioned it earlier. So if you have questions, book for a mini class and You get to speak to the teacher that same Monday or even Tuesday. Or while I was working on this project, while I was using this tool, I had this, I encountered this technical error. They'll jump on a call with you. You can ask them your questions. So you get support throughout, right? Then you have your mentorship sessions. Now, these sessions happen on Thursdays. Okay, and Thursdays, 10 p.m. UK time for those of us in the UK. And then if you're in North America, your mentorship session is happening at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. All right, at 8 p.m. Mountain Time. Okay, so I also have here, I know that you've, heard a lot of testimonials. I have right here on my slide, Ikmat, a wonderful lady that was able to transition from being a full-time stay-at-home mom with a 2-year employment gap. She was able to transition into data analytics and she got a job with the NHS. The job came with full visa sponsorship. So if you're that person and you're thinking, you're just faced with a lot of barriers, so to speak. You take a look at yourself and you're like, I've not worked for in a couple of years. I have employment gap. There are people with longer employment gaps than you currently have, and they've been able to transition. If you're thinking, I'm a student, how do I, go about it? How do I learn? How do I gain work experience? Tanalytics is here for you, right? We have a lot of people from all walks of life that have been able to just transition into tech. And what they did was to take the bold step, right? That is all that is required of you. All of the things that you're worried about, the time, we've broken down the time, Saturdays, right? And then Monday to Friday, 1 hour a day. So if you're also thinking my employment gap, just don't think about those things. Analytics always has a strategy for you, right? So Ikmat was a full-time stay-at-home mom. So somebody is asking, what if you decide to attend both? All right, I will take your questions as soon as I'm done. Just keep your questions coming. All right, I will take your questions as soon as I'm done. Okay, so this is Ikmat, a full-time stay-at-home mom. She was able to transition afterwards, right? I also have some success stories for those of us that are in the United States and we're wondering, how do I transition? This is Pavel here. He was a teacher back in Cameroon, zero experience. What he did was take the bold step. He didn't get fazed by his reality. Oh, I'm a teacher. How do I begin? Just take the bold step. That is why we're here at 10Alytics, to help you transition, to help you gain that work experience that you need. It doesn't matter the region. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter your current experience, whether you're a customer support worker, whether you're a healthcare worker, a healthcare assistant, whether you don't like mathematics, you don't like coding or anything, there's always a career path for you. All you have to do is just take the bold step. I also have Bukola right here on my slide. She was an HR back in Nigeria, very used to the administrative task where people, what HRs do, right? When you want to apply for leave, you just send them messages. When you're going to be absent, you send them messages. That was what Bukola was used to, right? So for her, she joined our business analysis program and she currently has a job as a senior HR business analyst in the US. All right. There's also Emmanuel here with a background in accounting. One thing I also want to mention is you do not have to veer off your experience. That thing you studied in school, it could be your unique advantage, your leverage, right? Just look for a career path, okay? And then get into, if you have an accounting background, you have financial analytics. If you have an HR background, HR analytics, right? If you're that person that is introverted, you don't like to speak to people, you like to work independently, right? Just do your work and let your results speak for you. Consider data analytics. With that career path, you're not speaking to people most of the times. You're not in a lot of meetings. You're working independently, analyzing your data. All right. If you want to code, if you don't mind coding, you can now take it to data science. If you're that person that is chatty, communication is your strong suit, you like to collaborate, you like to be in a team, you like to lead meetings, you're extroverted, then you want to consider business analysis, or you even want to consider project management. All right, where you get to lead projects, where you get to be in teams and collaborate. So there are certain things that you have. All you have to do is just take what is my weakness, what is my strength, build on that. There's a career path for you in tech, right? And if you are able to take advantage of your experience, you're more confident because that way you're not starting from zero. All right. I also have some success stories from people in other regions. Ikmat is right there in the UK. Pavel, Bukola, and Emmanuel, they're right there in the US. Then I also have people from other regions. I have, an 18-year-old from Nigeria. His name is Christian. He was able to get a job as a data processor and analyst, right? Right there in Nigeria. I also have William. William is currently in Poland. He was able to get a job as a strategy analyst. Then I also have Chukwebuka. Chukwebuka wanted a high-paying cybersecurity role. He was able to get a job as a security operations analyst in Ireland. All right. Then I also have Vanessa. Vanessa had a background in electrical engineering. She joined the full stack data science program and she currently has a job with a top company in France. So these are people that have been able to transition through 10Alytics. So you're not bound by your region. If you need remote opportunities, they're available for you to take. All right. So if you're here on this call and if you're thinking, okay, I see your questions. Just keep them coming. I will take them. All right. And I think I will take them at this point as well. So just keep the questions coming. Okay, so Samsung is asking, what if you decide to attend both classes so as to consolidate your learning? Well, what we try to do is encourage you to pick one class so that you attend. Remember, from Monday to Friday, you have self-paced videos that you're going through, right? So go through the self-paced Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then on Saturday, you have the same classes being held. So it's just best if you attend one of it, right? And then you practice what you've learned. So it's always good to practice what you've learned before jumping into something else. So that is what we usually advise our participants to do. Attend one of the classes and then practice what you've learned. I hope that answers your question, Samsung. Right? And David is asking, what about GRC? Yes, of course. GRC is one of those career paths that are also growing in demand. Now, the fact that it's not in my slide here doesn't mean it's not growing in demand. I would show you our website at 10Alytics. You'd see that GRC as part of the career paths that are growing in demand: cybersecurity, product design, DevOps engineering. Okay, so it is still a career path that is growing in demand. So Motorola is asking, what about also have less than 6 months for our visa to expire and are looking to get visa sponsorship? So what we do here at 10Alytics is you're not waiting till the end of the 6 months before you start applying for jobs. By the third month, you already have your CV worked on. You'd have learned a lot. You'd have worked on a lot of projects. So we always encourage our participants. We've provided these jobs. We'll be teaching you how to apply. So by the third month, you're already applying. So Motorola, if you're looking to get a job before your visa expires, you have to start as soon as possible, right? So that by the third month, you're already applying. Now, let me just play Ikmat's story just to help you understand that our participants are not waiting till the end of the program before they start applying to jobs. So I will play Ikmat's testimonial for you so that you just hear us speak, right? And then she would also just help you understand that you're not waiting till the end of the 6 month. By the third month, you're already applying to jobs. And then you're most likely to get something if you follow the strategy here at 10Alytics. So I'm going to be playing this shortly. Okay.
And hi everyone, my name is Ikmat, and I was with the March cohort in 10Alytics, and joining 10Alytics has been the best decision so far. You know, for me, someone coming from a background of full housewife, because I had to stay back home to look after my child for 4 years, and then wanting to break into something new, wanting to go back into the workforce, you know, wanting to place myself in the society for better job opportunities. So it was a lot. And then I'm glad that 10Alytics came along, and then they presented me with so many opportunities right in front of me, better opportunities. And then I'm glad I took it. And then also the advice of do not sell yourself short, that Effie is always saying, it is very, very valid, because place yourself right, you know, don't sell yourself short. It's a very, very, very valid advice. You know, in 10Alytics, they will hold your hands like a child, you know, through the modules. You have the opportunity to go back and study. You have the opportunity to go back and practice. You have the opportunity to ask questions. You know, we have people you can always go back to, even outside of class hours. It's the most amazing experience so far, really. And then another thing is the interview prep, guys. That is another very important thing. I did my interview prep with Mr. Mohammed, and it is the best decision ever, because it was like he saw into the future. He knew what was going to be asked, and I'm glad that I wrote down all the things he mentioned. I went back to practice, and then when it was time for the interview, it was like everything he was mentioning, everything he mentioned, it was just they kept on. And then when I was answering those questions, I was so confident, you know, because I already practiced. I did an Excel test, I did a maths test, and then they were really impressed. And another thing is, guys, it may not come as fast as you expect. Definitely you are going to get some no's, and then you may begin to think you're not good enough. You are good enough, yes. The no's will come, but always take it as a basis for learning and development, because after every interview where I got a no, I always make sure I get a personal feedback. So I work on those feedbacks for my next interviews. And yes, it worked. It really worked for me, because I got my first job 3 months into the program, my first job. But I couldn't take up the job because I was a student, and I was only eligible to work 20 hours. So I couldn't take up the job. 3 months later, I got 2 jobs with full visa sponsorship. And guys, all the other no's before the 2 jobs prepared me for the yeses I got. So yes, the no's will come, but do not give up, because you always have 10Alytics to go back to. They are the best, and the best thing that's ever happened to me. And then yes, and they are the most affordable, one I've come across so far. And that's the
All right. So I actually had to, play this specifically for you, Motorola, so that you get to see the possibilities here at 10Alytics and how our participants are able to apply to jobs and even get something, 3 months into, 4 months into, 5 months into the program. All right. So that's how it works here at 10Alytics. Okay. And I hope that answers your question. So if I've answered your question, just leave a yes in the chat. If you have more questions, please keep them coming. All right. So at this point, I'm just going to be speaking directly to those of us that are interested in, starting our tech journey. We have limited time and we're interested in getting started in tech. We are looking to get a job before the end of 2026. Right? We're looking to get a better job because we're burnt out. We're so tired of what we're doing at the moment. Now, if you're looking to get a job before the end of 2026, you'd have to start as soon as possible. It's possible. All right. With the strategies that we've deployed here at 10Alytics, it is absolutely possible, but you have to start early. You have to start as soon as possible. And then If you're looking to start early, right? If you're looking to start as soon as possible, I want to see your yes in the chat, right? So if you're looking to get into tech as soon as possible and get a job in tech, please leave a yes in the chat because I have something very, very important for you. Okay, so if you're looking to start as soon as possible, please just leave your yes in the chat. Okay, if you want to get that job before the end of 2026, if you're on a time crunch, your visa is expiring really soon, please leave a yes in the chat so we start working with you, as soon as possible. So I say Motorola in the chat. All right. So if your answer is a yes, please just leave that in the chat. Jess also. Fantastic. So if you're looking to get that job before the end of 2026, I have something for you. And what I have for you is we have a class that begins on the 5th of September. Right? We have a class that begins on the 5th of September. And 5th of September is in roughly 2 weeks. Okay. Now, if you begin in September, by December, you'd have gotten enough experience for you to start applying to jobs. And you definitely know that hiring works in cycles. November, December, a lot of people are quitting their jobs, looking to get better jobs. And then these employers are looking to fill up roles. Right? That is the best time for you to apply. So if you start in September, you'd most likely, get something before the end of the year or even early January. All right. So you'd have to start with our next cohort that begins on the 5th of September. And then guess what? We turned 6 today here at 10Alytics, right? We turned 6. We've been doing this for 6 years now, right? And then we have this 52% off discount. Okay, so this discount has been running for a while and it's going to be ending today. So this is the day we turn 6 and this discount caps it all. Okay, so with this discount, you don't get to pay the original fee. Now, what is the original fee, if you may ask me? The original cost of the training is 1,250 US dollars. That is the original cost of the training. But if you're on this call, I have like 5 slots for just 5 persons alone. So instead of you to pay $1,250, the lucky 5 people will be able to pay $600. Right? $600 out of 1,250 US dollars. And if you're wondering, I want to, this sounds interesting to me, but I don't have the entire $600. I have more for you because there's a payment plan in place. Right? So we have this payment plan where you don't need the entire $600 to get started. What you need is just $200. Right? So if you're interested, right, if you want to be part of those 5 people that'll be taking advantage of this discount and registering, my colleagues will be dropping the link in the chat. Right? My colleague Emanuela has dropped the link in the chat. And what I will do now is to show you how you can go ahead to register. You remember it's just 5 lucky persons, and then the discount is off the table. Okay, so I would show you as soon as you click on the link that my colleague has shared, it's going to bring you to this site here at 10Alytics. Okay, it's going to bring you to this site. What you want to do is just scroll down and then you'll see the various career paths. If you're interested in data analytics, that's a career path you can consider. Tech analytics, right? Tech analytics is for people that are in the health sector and we're interested in applying data analytics to the health sector. So you want to go for Tech analytics. Then you have business analysis. You also have data science. You have healthcare business analysis, governance, risk, and compliance analyst, that's GRC, right? Product designer, data engineer, cybersecurity analyst, agile project manager, cloud or DevOps engineer. So what you want to do is pick the one that you are most interested in. So for you to be part of this 5 lucky persons, just go ahead, pick the one that you're most interested in. Now, even if you're not sure, After registration, we'll stay back on this call and we'll talk about the career path that you picked, and I would help you figure out if it is the best fit for you. So just pick one. I'll use the data analytics, for example. Click on enroll now. All right. Now, when you click on enroll now, it's going to open up the site to you. Now, once it opens up this site, click on the other enroll now. Now, it's going to prompt you to register. If you can hear the sound of my voice, it's going to prompt you to register. What you want to do is click on continue with Google. You'd see it boldly there. Now, Google has your details already, so you don't have to type out your full name, your last name, your email address, as well as your phone number. Just click on continue with Google. All right. And then go ahead, register, and it's going to bring you to this page, confirm your enrollment. Now, once you see confirm your enrollment, scroll down. You'd see the September class. This is the priority cohort for those of us that want to start and get a job as soon as possible. So pick the September. Now, if your September will be busy and you'd rather start in October, there's also something for you, right? You're still able to pick October and then take advantage of the discount. So pick the cohorts that works best for you and scroll down, you'll see the different payment plans. You see the pay once option. Now, with the pay once option, you're able to, pay $600 once and you're good to go. You also have the 3 installments. Now, with the 3 installments, you get to break that $600 into 3 payments. So instead of paying $600 once, you pay $200 to get started. By the second month, you pay another $200, and by the third month, you complete the payment. You also have the bi-weekly option. Now, with this bi-weekly option, you only need $100 to get started. So you pay $100 every 2 weeks. So if you pay $100 right here on this call, the next 2 weeks, you pay another $100. Really, really flexible. Okay? So pick the payment plan that works for you. Scroll down. Check the box that says I confirm my information is correct and I've read the terms and conditions, and go ahead to click on pay now. All right, so 5 people and we're good to go. So if you see me looking at this part of my screen, I'm just tracking the numbers, 5 people, and the discount is off the table. So that's how you secure your slot. Remember, if you're still unsure, right, you're not sure of the career path that you want to get into, not to worry, go ahead. Pick the one that resonates more with you. We're going to have a conversation either on this call or whenever you want to have that conversation, and I'm going to help you figure out the best path for you. All right. So that's how you get to secure your stuff. Now, Faith is asking, please explain the DevOps one. Now, DevOps engineers see them as, I would use this example. Faith, I hope you're still on the call. Now, the way softwares are being built, applications, softwares, and all of that, it takes the front-end engineer. Okay, it takes the front-end engineer to, first of all, it takes the product designer to design the interface, and then the software engineer builds the interface. All right. Now, how it works in the software development life cycle is, as soon as the software engineer or the front-end engineer is done building on their local computer, that is their laptop, their local environment, when they are done building and everything works smoothly, they deploy it, they ship it to for the testers to test. Right? Now, sometimes when the tester is testing, they figure that some features are not working. But guess what? It's working in the front-end engineer's laptop. So there's usually this back and forth. Oh, it's working on my laptop. And the tester is saying, this thing is not working. This feature is not working. Now, the purpose of the DevOps engineer, or the role of the DevOps engineer, is to build that pipeline such that as soon as the software or the front-end engineer is done building, it gets shipped to the test platform automatically. And if anything is not working, the software engineer gets notified ASAP so that there's no back and forth of, oh, it's working on my laptop and, it's not working on the test environment and all of that. So that is who the DevOps engineer is. They build continuous integration, continuous delivery pipelines to ensure that softwares are being rolled out, softwares are being tested. Okay. And if there are any challenges or any blockers or any features that are not working, the software engineers get notified and they get to work on that. So they are the bridge between the development team and operations. I hope that makes sense to you, Faith. Okay. Just let me know if you get that. Akilia is asking, do we get trained on Python? Oh yes. So if you want to get a Python training, go for the data science course, right? The data science course has, Python in its curriculum. But for the data analyst, you don't need Python to transition into data analytics. Right? Every single person that has gotten a job, you don't need Python. Now, remember that job descriptions are the recruiter or employer's wish list, right? So they just write a lot of tools. If you meet 80% of the tools, right, we advise you to apply to these jobs. Okay, so if you want to get trained in Python, by all means, then you go for the data science course. But if you want to go into data analytics, you don't need Python to get it to transition into data analytics. Okay. All right. I see your response. Faith, please let me know if my explanation on DevOps engineering makes sense to you. All right. So if you've got questions, this is the time for you to ask your questions. Okay, this is the time for you to ask your question. So if you have a question, please just leave your questions in the chat and I'm going to take your questions from there. All right. Now, just so that I call your names and just so I know that you're here, I'm going to be calling your names. If you don't have a question, leave a no in the chat. If you have a question, leave a yes. All right. Prissy is asking if I've already secured my slot by making my first payment, but joining the September 5th class, can I also enjoy this discount? Now, Prissy, when did you register? It depends on when you registered. All right. If you let me know when you register, then I can let you know if the discount is open to you. Okay, but basically, for everybody that is interested, I've got like 5 slots, and I think from tracking this, 3 slots have been taken, so we have just 2 slots left, right? And the discount is off the table. So Prissy is saying last month. All right. So Prissy, we're gonna have to reach out to you to, talk about the possibilities of you enjoying the discount. So what I want you to do is just leave your email address, or please just send me an email here, right? I'm going to leave my email. Please just send me an email and I'm going to pick it up from there. All right. Please confirm you've seen my email. Send me an email and I'm going to pick it up from there. Okay. So if there are more questions, please leave your questions in the chat. All right. If there are more questions, please leave them in the chat. So Charles, I see Charles on the call. Please let me know if you have a question. Otherwise, just leave a no in the chat. Counter is asking, what if I'm not sure of what course would be a great match for me? Yes, that's why I'm here. All right. So if you're not sure which one will be a great match for you and you're interested in the discount, go ahead, register for any one of them, right? And then we are going to have a conversation right here on this call or anytime that you want to. I'm going to reach out to you. We're going to have a conversation. I'll take a look at your experience, your background, okay? And then if the course you picked is not the best one for you, as soon as we're done with the conversation, I'm gonna switch you to the best path for you with no extra cost. But if you want to have that conversation, you need to register on the call, all right? So that we can have that conversation where I get to take a look at your background and your experience. So this is my email once again, Rev. I'm putting my email in the chat. All right, I'm putting my email in the chat. So I've just dropped my email in the chat. Okay, but Kauter, I hope I've been able to answer your questions. Kauter, are you registering on the call? Do I wait behind for you to be done so that we can have that conversation? Just let me know in the chat. All right. So Charles, please let me know if you've got a question. Just leave a yes or no in the chat. Duncan Kakuza, please let me know as well. Faith HP, if I call your name, just let me know if you have a question. Mira's iPhone, Jess, Motorola, Honor, Safe Alive, and Save Lives, Samsung, Samuel Cole, user, iPhone. Please let me know if you have a question in the chat. All right, I see your responses. Okay, then. So no questions. Fantastic. So Motorola, I know that you were asking questions as to you're currently on a time crunch and all of that. But if you would want to reach out, or if you want me to reach out so you can share more details so we can see how to support you so that you get a job that gives you sponsorship before during the time frame that you're looking at, please just let me know. But I'm going to leave my email in the chat. If you want us to reach out to you or you want to reach out, please just do so we can work on something. Okay. So if there are more questions, please just leave them in the chat before we bring this session to a close. Okay. So if you have more questions, please leave them in the chat. All right. I'm just waiting on your questions before we bring the session to a close. Remember, right now you only just need. I'm going to show you the cost of the training in pounds. So if you're currently in the UK, you need £150 to get started, or even £75, right? And then you get to pay a total of £450. So please just go ahead and register. You'll still be getting all the support, all the benefits. If you miss out on this discount, you get to pay the original fee, which is 1,250 US dollars. All right. So Motorola, I've just typed in my email. I'm gonna type it again just so that you get it. All right. So I've just typed in my email. So if you have more questions, please keep them coming, right? Before we bring the session to a close. You're welcome. Before we bring the session to a close in about a minute, all right? So if you have more questions, please leave your questions in the chat, all right? So I can't find any more questions. Please let me know if I need to wait behind to answer your questions, or otherwise, we're going to be bringing the session to a close. I hope you had a fantastic time. I enjoyed speaking to every single one of us, and I hope to see you all in class. All right. Transitioning into tech, getting that six-figure paying job and more in the tech space. Okay. So we're bringing the session to a close now. Thank you for joining in. I hope you enjoyed your time. All right. So please enjoy the rest of your day, and I would see you in class. Cheers and bye for now. All right. Hi, Mira. Do you have a question? Because I see hi in the chat. All right, Prissy. Bye. Mira, do you have a question for me? Please just let me know in the chat if you have a question. Thank you, Rev. Thank you for being here. Mira, please just indicate in the chat if you've got a question for me. Okay, please just indicate in the chat. Yeah, I was wondering if the courses has been discontinued to 450. Uh, do you mean discounted? So we have a 52% discount ongoing for all the courses, right? So with the discount, you get to pay £450 instead of £957. So it's for all the courses. I hope that answers your question, Mira. All right, Prissy, I see that you've sent an email. I'm going to be responding shortly. Okay? Yes, Mira, it's all the courses. All right. Any more questions? You're welcome. Thank you, Remy. I just saw your emoji. Cracked me up. Thank you. All right, then. We're going to be bringing the session to a close. Please enjoy the rest of your day. If you would want me to reach out to you, okay, Akilia is saying I emailed you. I'm definitely looking that up and responding to you ASAP. All right, so we'll bring the session to a close. Temitaya says, please, I'm interested. All right, Temitaya, let's have a conversation. I'm gonna have you on mute your mic so that we can have a conversation, all right? But hi, Manuela, can you make me a co-host? Hello, Emanuela. Please make me a co-host so I can give Temita your permission to unmute a mic. All right, you're presently at work. Okay, please just shoot me an email now. Shoot me an email so that with your WhatsApp number so that I can reach out when you're back home and we can have a conversation, Temitayo. I've just put my email there in the chat. All right. So if you're like Temitayo and you want me to reach out to you, you want us to have a conversation, please leave an email for me and I'm responding right away. All right. So Temitayo, please let me know that you've gotten my email before I bring the session to a close. Please just let me know. Okay. All right. Fantastic. Hello, Kautar. Just to confirm, Kautar, can you hear me? You're welcome, Kautar. Sorry, you're welcome, Temitayo. Kautar, please let me know if you were able to go ahead with registration and if it's okay for us to have that conversation right now, or you'd like to have it maybe later today or tomorrow. All right. Just let me know in the chat. Counter, I'm just holding on to get your response before we bring the session to a close. Okay, just gonna leave my email one more time. Please reach out to me and we're gonna have an extensive discuss, and we're going to get you started. All right. So we're bringing the session to a close right about now. Thank you, everybody. I hope you had a fantastic time and I would see you all in class. Cheers and bye for now. Please enjoy the rest of your day.